Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another This Might Hurt. So, I have not shuffled yet. We're going to kind of chat a little bit. I don't know if you guys saw my video from last night. I wanted to, I guess, maybe I might make another video. I don't know, and this is probably me just overthinking things, but I guess I made it out like I've never felt supported in my entire life, and that's not true. This was the first time I felt supported, validated, and stood up for in a work environment. And I don't know that I made that clear last night. So anyway, yeah, that's just, I don't know, my way of overthinking and worried that people who have been there for me for a really long time maybe felt a little left out. Maybe because that's how I would feel. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, wanted to put that out there, and probably will make another follow-up video to just to make sure, I don't want people to feel bad or feel like they didn't have an impact on my life, because many people had an impact on my life. Yeah. So, and those of you who watch and who don't watch, you know who you are. You know who you are. We often want to give, I don't know, a shout out, respect. What's the word you want to throw in there? Accolades to people who deserve it. But if they're truly in that energy of being of service, of being supportive and helpful and whatnot, they probably don't need the accolades. So maybe that was the universe telling me that. But anyway, I digress. Let's get the energies for today. And are you that person for someone? I got a comment on my video this morning that said, "You're that person for me." And it just warmed my heart. And I was like, that is amazing that I could do that for someone else. The Chariot of quickly moving energies. This to me is shadow work. The reason it's shadow work is because my favorite tarot reader in the world deems it shadow work. But let's read the card for what it is on this one. So I do see that it could be shadow work, right? Because it's light and dark. And she seems to be almost like a conductor in an orchestra. And like she's facing the fear and doing it anyway, is kind of how I feel about that. The sun behind her, right? And she's in the middle of it. And maybe that's it, right? I said she's in the middle of it. You're going through it, right? You're in the middle of the shadow work. And that's when we start to realize these things, right? It's when we're in the middle of a shadow work. To the Magician in reverse. That's the second time I've seen the Magician in reverse for myself in the past couple of days. And the Magician is the first card on the Fool's Journey. When the Magician is in the reverse, it kind of not scares me, but it's like the Magician is when we realize we're manifesting, right? And we asked a question yesterday, like if your challenges were a character in a movie, what would they be trying to tell you? And my answer was, I'm my own worst enemy. So I wonder if that's our Magician in the reverse. But ultimately, it's your energy's scattered, right? You're not focused. You're not manifesting. And you're going to be manifesting whatever it is you think about. So be intentional with that, right? And you're not being intentional with that right now. Maybe because you're in the middle of shadow work. That's okay. We're human. We're not going to be all love, light, healing, rainbows, and unicorns all the time. We're not meant to. We're human. But we do have two major arcana. We have a lot of yellow and orange. So a lot of that self-confidence and that creativity spark coming through in these cards. What do we have next? Tell me about this shadow work and scattered energy. Well, we're preventing cycles from completing. The World in reverse. Guys, it just takes a little bit of momentum for things to turn around. We can be our own worst enemies, if you will, when we maybe we get too caught up in this stuff, right? Things are moving too fast. We're not realizing that part of what is happening right now is shadow work. Yeah. Maybe what's going on is a lack of awareness, right? Because really that's all it is. Scattered energy is you're not directing your energy somewhere. A lack of repeating cycles just means you're not coming at things differently. And that could happen from time to time when you're deep in the shadow work, right? The woolly mammoth is going to take over and old habits are going to die hard. And that's okay. We just need to be aware of it. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So that to me is about a balance of energies. Your balance are out of energies. Your energies are out of balance. And maybe that was right. Your balance is out of energies. But it's kind of like one-sided charity is the keyword here. Selfish, struggling. Earlier this week, we had a reading that said we were keeping our energy close. It was yesterday, yeah. The Four of Pentacles. Keeping our energy close to us, not really giving it away. But are we giving our energy too much one side or the other? And I know that doesn't sound right because it didn't sound right in my head, but I wanted to get something out. Are we giving too much energy to the negative connotations in our head rather than trying to see things from all sides? Are we being very closed-minded with how we're looking at certain situations and certain things? We've got 3 reversals. We've got 3 major arcana, and it's all about the shadow work. So, yeah. 333 maybe? I don't know. But major life lessons happening here. And I think once we become aware and slow down this chariot and maybe step away from the shadow work, maybe just enjoy for a minute, right? We don't have to be doing spiritual shadow work 24/7. We really don't. I know I got into this habit, I guess. I don't know, momentum, motivation thing, whatever. Everything was shadow work. Like, I had a friend tell me one time, not everybody wants to be therapied. Sometimes they just want you to help them bury a body in the backyard. And I feel like that's what this is, right? I just want to bury a body in the backyard. I don't want to understand it all. I don't want to worry about cycles. I don't want to worry about where my energy is going and manifesting and all that. I just want to be. And that's great. Honor that, acknowledge it, know that, live that. And then at some point, get back to the work, right? What's the advice here? What is the advice for today? What's the advice? King of Swords in the reverse. So I like how we're moving from orange and yellow into the greens, right? Into the heart chakras, opening up that heart chakra. The King of Swords in reverse is kind of like a corrupt guy, right? I don't know how I want to translate that into advice, but he's a con man, right? He uses bribery and dirty politics and abuse of power and whatnot. So those are the keywords here. Maybe con yourself. How many times do we have to trick ourselves into doing the things that we don't want to do? I was listening to a podcast this morning where he was talking about, your brain just wants the dopamine. Doesn't matter where it gets it from. So maybe it's coming from checking an item off the list, or maybe it's coming for drugs. Maybe it's coming from alcohol. Maybe it's coming from overeating. Maybe it's coming from shopping or gambling or all the bad things, right? We can use that power for good and give ourselves a dopamine hit from the healthy things, right? And that's kind of conning yourself into doing the things that maybe you don't want to do. What you don't see coming at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands. It's the end of the fighting and the chaos and the competition. It's done. It's done. You're you, they're them. It's done. Just be done with it. That's coming. So I hope that helps. Excuse me. I don't think this one hurt too much. I'm going to leave it there. You guys take care and we'll chat tomorrow.